What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm Mark. Thanks for tuning into TBM Sports. Let's hit it. Let's talk Monday Night Football. We do have the Giants traveling into Pittsburgh, where they are going to be taking on the Steelers, as the Steelers look to go 6-2 on the season and really kind of have a little jockeying of position for that AFC North crown. I know it's early in the season, but guys, can you believe we are into week 8, almost in the books? All right, so week 9 will start next week. Let's get it. Let's talk about this game, and I will share with you guys kind of my insight along the way and give you my best bets towards the end of this video. So if you have not done so, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark. Like I said, make sure you guys all like, comment, and please subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. I'll only have 3 things I ask you guys for these free picks and my daily analysis. Subscribe on YouTube, smash that like button, and give me a follow on X and Discord. And that's all we're trying to do here is grow platforms, and I can't do without you guys. Appreciate you all, and let's get into the picks. Okay, so we are going to dive into this on Outlier. This is going to be the platform that I use to break down the majority of my games. I'm trying to find the best view here. We're using a different little layout for this context, okay, and we're going to go like this, all right, but we are looking at the Giants laying. I'm getting 6 points on the road. Now, historically, Mike Tomlin as a favorite is a little different than Mike Tomlin as an underdog, okay, at home, and now we see the Steelers there -6. That's a big, hefty number, okay, total set at 36.5 as well, and you want to talk about the Giants on their road, a little road history for them. They're covering at a 27, covering the money line at a 27% clip, and the Steelers against the spread in their last 11 games have been hitting damn near close to 75%. All right, so Steelers have been a very profitable team, which is crazy because they're a very public team as well. But now we get the under in the Giants game as an underdog that has hit at 88% of a clip, especially when we see it now at 36.5. Let's see kind of where we're at. The overwhelmingly support for the Steelers, that's the side. I mean, it's money, handle, bets, everything. A little bit of a shade towards the under if we want to talk about the betting splits. And we have seen really no movement outside of the 4.5 rising to 6 in this matchup. Okay, now let's talk about some things right now because this is relative. We will give you guys a couple props along the way as well. And I want to just kind of find this for you guys in a better manner. But I want to kind of look back to the recent matchup between what we had going on between these two clubs. I know it's a new look kind of Pittsburgh Steelers offense, but I am going to explain kind of what Russell Wilson, I got to admit when I'm wrong sometimes, and that did not look like the Russell Wilson we saw last year in Denver, okay? And you want to talk about it more so in depth, it did not look like the receivers for the Pittsburgh Steelers that we've seen on the season, okay? And that's just kind of how I feel about it. You want to talk about it like a new look Steelers offense and why out of the blue they did start. Well, the plan was always to start Russell Wilson, okay? You don't bring him in and not give him a shot to see if he can cook like old Russ, okay? That's just kind of how it goes. But for what we're looking at right now, the last time these two clubs have played, it's 2020, so there's really no historical basis to go off of. It is important to understand, though, if you do believe in that kind of stuff, we did not really see a high-scoring game, but it was more than enough for that 36.5. I think back in 2020, correct me if I'm wrong, but I wonder who the actual quarterback was. I'm kind of curious now. That had to be Daniel Jones, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Daniel Jones, and yeah, some crazy people on that Giants club. That was a 6-10 campaign for them as well in the regular season, okay? But this is where we look into kind of a Daniel Jones interception prop. I'm going to get into some of the props I like right now. Daniel Jones to throw an interception, okay, is plus money, plus 100. We'll look at Daniel Jones right now in this campaign, okay, in the 2024 season. He has 4 interceptions through 7 games. So let's see what happens. That is a very profitable proposition. And you look at Daniel Jones with the pressure he's going to be getting from Pittsburgh, potentially a game script where they got to play catch up. I do like that in terms of taking Daniel Jones over a half interception. So have him throw 1 pick at plus 100 against a pressuring defense. I think that's a very strong play. Okay. For value, even money. All right. Also, just, you know, going back to the well, TJ Watt's record a sack. That's always on the board. We're not going to force anything on defense. I'm just going to share with you guys kind of where my head's at in terms of picking the side, picking the total, And if I do have a actual official play, I will post that over the Discord a little bit later. So you guys all stick around for that. But I do like the fact that Daniel Jones throw an interception. That's going to be one of my favorite bets out there in the market, more so from a value standpoint. Anytime I can get close to even money, I'm on board with it. Okay. Also, I'm not going to really get into the touchdown market. I know it's National Tight End Day yesterday, but I would actually go under Pat Freiermuth, under his receptions. I'm going to pull that up for you guys real quickly. It's hard to really use this comparison and comparative analysis because the quarterback play really was night and day. So whether or not it was a 1 week fool's gold, that is yet to be determined. But I want to share with you guys kind of what we have going on within the Pat Freiermuth reception prop. If you do want to play the under 3 right now, you're gonna have to shop around for that. Right now, that's only being offered in select places. The under 2.5 is readily available. Okay, so if you do see if you can find a under 3 for Pat Freiermuth, all right, something that does intrigue me, all right, that is due to the fact that we look back on the season and he had 4, 4, 4, 5, 3, 2, and 2. Okay. It's going to be an interesting proposition. All right. And I really want to play this at under for plus money. You can find this right now. It's kind of crazy. If you do find the under 2.5, the alt line for the 2.5, you can find at plus 145. I really want to bet that, but I will tell you guys, National Tight End Day was yesterday. These guys did watch the games, probably in their entirety. And what I mean by that is they saw the tight ends get in. The media made a huge mockery about it. So personally, I think this is something where you can look into the fact that we do get a Pat Freiermuth-led game. So that is one of the angles. I just like the under 2.5 in case we get like a stinker out of him. But I think that we do see that over 2.5. That's a very strong play. They have the number right where it needs to be because it's making me think about both ways. So I would probably lend towards the over Pat Freiermuth receptions over 2.5. I just don't know how much we're going to see him as Russell Wilson, looks to eclipse 200 yards. That's another prop that I do like. Russell over 201.5. That's at a minus 110 price. You got to look at the Giants defense in terms of their rankings. I'll show you guys right now on their screen. If you look at the Giants defense against the pass, we do see that they're 6th against the pass, allowing 179.4 passing yards per game. So that's kind of where we have to discredit that a little bit. We can talk a little bit about George Pickens. He actually looked like he'd have a good rapport with Russell Wilson. So if I did attack a receiver, I kind of lend towards, the George Pickens narrative, right? We can talk about some of the stats. Receiving yards set at 61.5. The Pickens kind of angle is the interesting one. But for me, guys, it's going to be Freiermuth or Pickens. He had 5 for 111 against the Jets, a 44-yard bomb. Going to be probably available in the touchdown market as well. And I think that they really do lean on Najee Harris in this game. And that'd probably be how I break this game down, okay? I really think they lean on Najee Harris. So if you want to look into his rushing and receiving, against bottom 10 defenses, Najee Harris has hit that over 76.5 rushing receiving yards in 4 of his last 5 games. So that's set at 76.5. If I was going to bet it, I would go over Najee Harris, 76.5 rushing receiving over. The only thing that gives me pause on this is sometimes we do get kind of a stinker from him, but against the Jets, 21 for 102. So I do like that. Probably one of my favorite bets of the evening. Just going to trust Najee Harris. So I'm going to be taking him over we're going to go over that at 76.5. I'm actually going to pull that up on your screen because that is set at a minus 114 price. And you can see this right here, guys. Boom. If we look at the Giants here, 23rd against rushing yards allowed for the opposing running backs, 138.1 rushing yards per game. So there it is. That is the number that we like. 4 out of its last 5 games, this has hit at an 80% clip. So we're going to take the Najee Harris over rushing and receiving. This number will climb like hell. So if you do like it, make sure you guys add it. Right now it's at 76.5, and that will be my best bet in terms of the prop market. And the Freiermuth angle, if it wasn't National Tight End Day, I would be going under that 2.5 just on pure value. But I think we're going to give him a shake here. We're going to go Pat Freiermuth over the 2.5 receptions as well. And we're going to get that one done because it is kind of that tight end holiday, right? We want to look at kind of some of the numbers here as well. I'm going to kind of show you guys some insight within kind of this matchup because that's pretty much all I got in the prop market. But I wanted to share a little bit about kind of the ranking against tight ends. Okay, so let's see if it lets me do that. And it's not going to let me do that. Okay, but that's kind of where I'm at. The under is going to be always in play when it is a primetime game. But as of recently, as we saw last night in Sunday Night Football, that total went sailing. So, yeah, thought Dallas was going to come back, but there goes. How about them Cowboys? But anyways, I digress. For me, it's 5.5. I probably will dabble a little bit in this spot. It's going to be hard to turn down getting the Giants over 10 points in this game. I know they're horrible, but I really think that the best kind of thing, and this is kind of crazy to talk about, but the Giants are out their punter. So special teams, field position, that's something that the Steelers really excel at, and it's something where I think that it lends towards a big part of my handicap where I think the Steelers get this one done. Me personally, I'm going to look into the same game teaser market where I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, we're going to take them at a essentially a plus half point or a 0 point pick 'em, and couple that with the under. We're going to get that back up to 42.5. Take the under 42.5 because we have seen that total fall like a rock from 41 down to 36.5. And that's going to be my best bet, okay? And I that's something I do. I deploy from time to time. A lot of you guys probably are like, oh, don't tease the same game. It's very profitable for me, especially on prime time. So if we are going to talk best bets, and this is the new way of doing things for the time being, I will have the bets in the pinned comment down below, as well as over on Discord. I'll be chopping it up there a little bit later on in the evening. But those are the props I like. Okay, so the 3 props I like in this game. And also, if you want to look into Boswell stuff real quickly while I got you guys here, we're going to look in player props, and then we will go down to kicking. Okay, Chris Boswell. And the market has caught up to this, all right? Over 1.5, we can find that at minus 119. That's obviously always going to be in play. So that's going to be a no doubt about it. Also, if you can find a over 3.5 field goals for this game in terms of a team market, that's something I like as well. Okay, so I'm going to find that, and it's going to be kind of hard. Game props, it's going to be total field goals. There we go. Over 3.5 at minus 125. So some kicking props that I do like, and I don't mind attacking. That are very profitable, and we'll get down to it. It would be taking the over total field goals at 3.5. Chris Boswell over 1.5 field goals. We will take the Najee Harris over 76.5 rushing and receiving. We're going to take Pat Freiermuth over 2.5 receptions, and we are going to take Daniel Jones to throw an interception to go alongside with that same game teaser that I will be taking the Steelers down to a pick 'em as well as the under 42.5. Now, if the Giants win this game, don't come on the channel talking about it, but if you guys saw the Brownies take care of the Baltimore Ravens last night or yet last afternoon, please be aware that it's the NFL, it's a shield, and anything is possible. So with that, I'll leave you guys. Awesome. Welcome. If you have not done so, please subscribe down below on your way out. We'll see you guys a little bit later on for a breakdown of the World Series Game 3, as well as if we do get NBA out a little bit later on in the afternoon. That will be something to look forward to as well. But with that, I'll leave you. I appreciate you guys. See you in the next video. Good luck with your picks. Cheers.